Hey guys, Adrian here. I'm gonna show you guys the Darius matchup today. I told you guys that this is the next one I'd be doing after I did the Fiora one. I am playing against Solo, a challenger top laner. The setup I actually like to use when I'm playing against Darius is Fervor, but however you can still do right now Fervor and the Colossus Keystone. And some people like to go for a third setup of Storm Raiders, but I still think that the most optimal ones is Fervor and the new Courage of the Colossus Keystone. So let's begin with like the explanation of this matchup. I see a lot of people having issues with it. They've been asking me to do a full in-depth like matchup guide against them, but I have really haven't found any Darius in high elo, and I haven't been able to catch it because of flex queue lately. So I'm doing this. Even though there's no jungle pressure, you guys still get to see the power spikes in this matchup and when you should go in and when you shouldn't go in. All right, so we have Fervor against him. Level 1, we can't fight him. But there's two things. We can see whether he starts Thorn. If he starts Thorn Shield, we don't fight him at all. If he starts Corruption Potion, we can actually do like a fast trade with the Q combo and disengage. Depending on what he starts, we'll see what we do level 1. Okay, so he started Corruption Potion. That means that he does start W level 1. Every Darius starts W level 1 to do more damage. But since he started Corruption Potion, he actually takes a lot of damage from us right now. So that we can probably catch him at a surprise with it. But if he does start Orange Shield, you guys can't even think about doing this. Just like that. See, we're getting some pretty good damage on him. And he just did. Okay, if he starts Corruption Potion, he's always pretty squishy and you can actually outplay level 1, so that's pretty bad. Remember that if you see a Darius start Corruption Potion ever, you basically have to fight! Alright guys, this is the second remake. After we already explained that level 1, depending on what he has, if he has Doran Shield, we don't fight him. If he has Corruption Potion, we fight him because we're kind of able to outdamage him. Especially if if he tried to fight you in your own minion wave, then he gets pretty fucked. So now that you guys know that power spike, if he does start Doran Shield, we don't fight. If he starts Doran, there's situations where when Darius starts Doran's Blade. If he starts Doran's Blade, I recommend not fighting him, but you still have a chance of killing him if he fights you in the minion wave. If you fast combo just fast enough, then you're able to like fight him there. But most of the time, Darius players will always be either switching from Doran Shield or Corruption Potion. So always just take that into account, depending on what it is. Corruption Potion makes him really squishy, and it makes him do way less damage. It's way more tankier. He just has a greater sustain throughout the lane. That's all. Let's see what he starts this time. If he starts Corruption Potion, he's probably going to play it a bit more safe. Okay, so he started Corruption Potion again. But I'm guessing he will not try to fight us in our minion wave, and then I can probably do a Q combo on him. Like I've said, if he starts Corruption Potion, you're still able to do a quick Q combo on him. First few levels, or just a quick trade like that and disengage. Because you do out damage him, and you're basically taking his sustain in the first level if he tries to fight you this way. Let's see if we can get... Okay, so I don't really want to risk my health. You shouldn't really want to try to risk your health level 1 against this guy, because he will, like, in his minion wave, because he will outdamage you and he will kill you. And in an extended trade, the first 1 to 3 levels, he will beat you, just simply because of the stacks that once he gets like full stacks, he gets a bunch of extra AD and just does a bunch more damage to you. Now that he has level 2, since I see that he has the Colossus Mastery, he probably got pull. He probably didn't even get Q. So what he's expecting to do here, if he does pull me, is just to get the extra shield. This mastery is being abused by most top laners right now, and Darius is one of them. I'm showing you guys his Fervor playstyle this game, and then later on I'm going to show you guys the playstyle with the new Keystone against Darius, which is it's even safer. This is like the riskier one, but this is the one that will get you to snowball, and this was the optimal way before. As you can see, I'm not even going for the CS in the first few levels here. I'm letting him push slowly into me. And this is another thing, even though I'm showing you guys this matchup here, you guys gotta remember that in an actual game, there's a bunch of jungle pressure, and Darius always pushes into your tower this way, so it makes it really easy for your jungler to actually gank him. But now that we're level 3, we're actually able to get a couple of a couple of trades going against them, just simply because we're able to actually disengage and engage as we please with our 3 abilities. If we only have 2, it's really hard to disengage after you do an initial trade against him. So you do a quick trade like that. I didn't really lose any health. He lost way more health than me there. And I'm gonna use my first pot in the game. He already used his first Corruption Potion because he used it like level 1 when he wanted to trade against me. Whenever he uses Q like that, engage on him just like this. And he's dead. I recommend if you're playing Darius against Riven, you should be going Thorn Shield. Yeah, we're gonna do it a couple more times, and I'll show you guys the next set or how it keeps going. The chance of doing a double cast against him. So basically, do the exact same thing I've been doing in the past couple of games, except for like fighting level 1. If he starts Thorn Shield, and all you have to do once he starts Thorn Shield is that you have to make sure 100% that when you do go for the all-in, you know for a fact you can kill him. Right there where I just died, he lived with like 1 HP after the double cast, but him living with 1 HP and killing me after could lose me the entire laning phase. So you really have to calculate how much damage you can do to him. So, and like I said, Thorn Shield can be very deceiving. It can like screw you up completely if you don't calculate it correctly. So I'm gonna move on to the Colossus Mastery, the one that you guys should be using almost every single game now. And this is the last 1v1 for Darius. This is the one that you guys should be using now in the current patch. Alright guys, this is the game with the new Colossus Mastery Keystone, and this is the keystone that you should be using like most of the time right now. Like I said, this matchup you can choose either Fervor, Storm Raiders, or the Colossus Mastery right now. I'm showing you guys, this is the last game I'm doing with solo, and this is the game that I told you guys about. Like, just if you use this keystone correctly, it's gonna be much easier than using Fervor. While Fervor allows you to snowball extremely easy if you manage to get ahead, this keystone is the safest thing. And it's this keystone, with this keystone, even though you won't do as much damage to the Darius as you would if you had Fervor, it makes it so you're gonna be making a lot less less mistakes, because you're gonna be like covering all the damage that he's doing to you, and you get the extra shield. So if you do manage to screw up and you get into his range and you stun, you can block his entire Q damage with the shield that you can get from this. We noticed last game we were playing against him, and as I was explaining, like the very first two games that we played against him, when they start Corruption Potion, they take a lot of damage, so you manage to just fuck them up. So I told Solo to start Doran Shield, and he would have a much better time, which he did. And once you start Doran Shield, you see that the Darius manages to take a lot more damage, and it feels like even when it looks like you can actually kill him, you don't deal as much damage as you actually think you do. So whenever you see a Darius start with Doran Shield, you gotta be really careful, because it's really it's really deceiving. Now, when he does start Thorn Shield and you have Fervor, you gotta play it really safe. You notice even I was playing it pretty safe last game until I decided to like do a double cast, which I thought would kill him, because I got deceived by the amount of damage I could do. Now here, when you play with the Colossus Mastery, you're actually kind of free to do whatever you want in the laning phase, because it's really carefree. Like level 1, you can even trade with him here to proc the shield as fast as possible. Like that. Even though we didn't end up winning the trade, remember since he does have Thorn Shield, he has a lot less sustain than we do, because we have 3 pods with long swords. So even if we manage to block that just slight amount of damage, it's still pretty good. We're gonna be in 15 seconds we're gonna be able to do another trade against the Darius. We don't really have to play as scared level 1 when we have this keystone. It's not like Fervor, you don't have anything protecting you and you don't have to do an all-in completely. He's still gonna end up getting the first level before us, just because he has more pressure, even if we do have this keystone. Remember that he has the keystone as well, so when he does pull us in, he gets that extra shield. So I can't really go past in, because I know he has pull right now. I'm gonna get my shield so I can get like 2 stacking shields in case I get pulled in. I used my E there just in case I thought he would use his pull, but it's fine. Okay, here we go. If he does like, okay, we're good. We get the shield here, and we get the second shield to keep blocking damage. Remember, this is something I kept saying even when I was streaming the other day, if any of you guys didn't see it. Extend your shields, don't use them both at the same time, because then you're overlapping them, and you can just shield a lot more damage if you just make sure not to overlap them at the same time. Once we have our level 3, it's going to make it much easier for us to proc the shield, because we can just have press W and we get the Colossus shield. Right now, before that, we had to use our 3rd Q to be able to do it. So we proc the shield, back up. This keystone makes it extremely easy for us to actually do like just everything we can in this matchup. Keystone's coming up in like 17 seconds. We can still do short trading here, like this, and disengage. But we shouldn't really do something extremely risky. I got into the range of his pull there to kind of fake it. Once our shield comes back up, we can actually do a full extended trade like we would if we had Fervor. I'm waiting for the shield to come up. Here we go. Got the shield. Alright, that's a good game. This Keystone makes it a lot easier than if you had Fervor. Anyways, this is exactly how you play the Darius matchup. You always gotta be careful from what happens like the first few levels, and don't get too deceived by the damage that you can actually do when he has Thorn Shield, otherwise you can get killed like I did. Alright guys, this was the Darius matchup. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys should give me some suggestions for the one tomorrow. Darshan is helping me out with the one tomorrow, so any champions that you guys want to see, like any hard matchups, make sure to leave it in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. Alright boys, I'm out.